Most shooters learn the ropes on a .22 LR rifle, and for most of us, the very first gun that we could call our own was the same. When it comes to semi-auto rimfires, the undisputed king of the category is the ubiquitous Ruger 1022. Reliable, affordable, and excellent all around, it's hard to think of a better rimfire for the money. But as commonplace as they are, I'll guarantee there are some things you don't know about it, even if you've owned one for ages. I'll be telling you about the 1022 facts that no one else is in this video. The 1022 is the most produced .22 rifle of all time. Seasoned gun hands probably already know this fact, but I'm willing to bet that a whole lot of new shooters in gun culture 2.0 don't. The Ruger 1022, across all of its many guises, iterations, and different generations, is the most produced .22 rifle of all time, and one of the most produced firearms in any category ever. In continuous production in one form or another since 1964, more than 7 million 1022s have been built as of 2015. Let that sink in. Talk about a staggering number. That is a significant fraction of the US population. But more than just proving the sheer commercial output for Sturm, Ruger & Company, the fact that there has been that kind of demand for the 1022 proves, with no ambiguity, that the rifle is enduringly popular and for all the right reasons. There are more than 60 current models in the Ruger catalog. One of the most incredible things about these handy, reliable rimfires is just how many variants are out there. Sure, back in the 1960s, when they were first made, you didn't have much to choose from. A different finish, a different stock, and that was about it. But today, as of this video being uploaded, there are 9 different categories in the 1022 family, with the sum of each adding up to more than 60 individual models. It's trite, but for once, it is no exaggeration to say that there is truly a 1022 for every taste and every need. We've got carbine models, sporter models, target models, tactical models, collector's editions, competition rifles, compact rifles, and more. In these categories, you'll find every imaginable different kind of finish, sighting solution, and stock, be it wood or synthetic, different muzzle devices, optics mounting solutions, accessories, and a whole lot more. I'm not joking when I say I can probably make 2 whole videos, and probably more than that, just going over each of these models. Some standouts include special editions that are designed to externally resemble an M1 carbine, ones that have a folding tubular stock and pistol grip taken from Ruger's Mini 14 and AC 556, ultralight models with ventilated barrel shrouds, target models with skeletonized thumbhole laminate stocks, and a whole lot more. Whether you want a factory 1022 that simply fits your personality or are looking for a hair-splitting accurate precision rig, Ruger can deliver. Standard magazines are rotary feed for reliability in a compact form factor. One of the most commonly overlooked but truly unique features of the 1022 design is the magazine. If you've ever handled a 1022 before, you're already familiar with those little box-shaped magazines that fit flush with the bottom of the rifle. Nothing surprising here, at first glance. They hold 10 rounds and pop out with the press of a button, located right behind the magazine well. They load normally, feed reliably, and are found absolutely everywhere that guns are sold. But it's only by opening up one of these magazines or looking at an exploded diagram that you see the genius of it. Standard Ruger 1022 mags are rotary in operation, and housed in the middle of the magazine body is a cog that looks a lot like a turbine or a big water wheel. When you load a round into the magazine, it fits into its own individual slot around the perimeter of this wheel, which rotates about its axis for loading and feeding. A novel design, so what's the big deal? This was a quantum leap for such a compact, detachable rimfire magazine back in the day, because it entirely prevented rim lock, a condition that often results when feeding a single, vertical stack of rimmed cartridges in a magazine, including .22 rimfires. Today, they are hardly remarkable, but anytime I'm doing something with a 1022, and I've got bragging rights, victory, or game hanging in the balance, I always reach for these classic 10-round box magazines because they are so reliable. Stick with Ruger factory extended mags if you need more capacity. 10 rounds capacity is hardly remarkable in this day and age, and naturally, 10-22 shooters want more firepower on tap. For years and years, aftermarket manufacturers tried to meet consumer demand by producing extended and radically curved single-stack mags that would function reliably in the 10-22. Some worked okay, some barely worked at all, and none of them lived up to the excellent standard of reliability set by the classic 10-shot rotary factory mag. But all of that changed some years back when Ruger finally unveiled their own 25-round magazine called the BX-25. Long story short, this is the only extended magazine that works 100% in 10-22s. My experience with these rifles is substantial, and I've tried every brand of accessory, or near enough, from every manufacturer under the sun. I will always reach for the 10-rounders myself, but if you want extra ammo on board or just like the look, I would buy the BX-25 mags without hesitation. And buyer beware if you are buying any others. There's more you'll want to know about the 10-22, and I'll tell you all about it in just a second. But before I do, please do me a huge favor and click like and subscribe. Those 2 clicks help us more than you know here on the channel, and by doing so, you can rest easy knowing you won't miss out on any of our upcoming content. Aftermarket takedown knobs can make maintenance easy. Disassembling the 10-22 isn't particularly difficult, not for routine maintenance, but it invariably starts with removing the barreled action from the stock. This, typically, requires nothing more than a screwdriver to remove a single bolt. In my experience, the position of the screw hole and the shallowness of the bolt itself make this operation error-prone, especially when you are unable to dog the rifle down in a vise on your bench. The solution is simple, and one I'd be thrilled to see Ruger implement. Invest in an aftermarket takedown knob that replaces the bolt. This will let you quickly and easily unscrew the bolt to separate the barreled action from the stock as needed for cleaning, lubrication, inspection, and other maintenance. You can thank me for this tip later. The 10-22 takedown model breaks into 2 components for easy storage and transport. One of my favorite 10-22 varieties is the takedown model, which has all of the expected performance and reliability of the 10-22, with one major difference. By locking the bolt to the rear and then pressing a recessed lever, a quick twist will separate the barrel and forend from the receiver and the rest of the stock. This handy feature, again, makes cleaning the barrel a breeze, but also makes the entire package super simple to store in a compact format or easily transport. As a just-in-case rifle, backpacking gun, or other special purpose rig, it works wonders. One thing to keep in mind with the takedown models is that they do require their own unique stock sets, as you'd expect. The 10-22 Charger can be kitted out as a braced handgun. Aside from all the many 10-22 varieties I discussed previously, Ruger also makes a handgun variety using the same action and the same magazines, but they call it the 22 Charger. I've got to tell you, on the surface, this looks like a solution looking for a problem, and since it is basically a cut-down rifle in all regards, it is cumbersome and unwieldy to use while standing or while bracing it on a bipod or other rest if shooting from a bench. However, as is the case with other large format pistols, you can drop your 10-22 Charger into a chassis that has a pistol brace, so you can enjoy far better stability while getting all the advantages of a short barrel rifle, without going through any egregious and irritating ATF documentation. This makes the 22 Charger the ultra-compact and over-the-counter legal 10-22 solution that some of us have been looking for. There is an ocean of aftermarket parts out there. The last thing prospective 10-22 buyers need to know is that there is an ocean, a literal ocean of aftermarket parts out there for them. Entire swaths of Brownells and Midway USA catalogs are nothing but 10-22 parts. Some companies even make rifles that are 10-22s in all but name, utilizing the same design and action, but made with their own proprietary, ultra-high-quality in-house parts for superior performance. Every single last part of the gun, from the receiver and barrel to the controls, triggers, scope mounts, and more, can be replaced by countless aftermarket versions, Among these aftermarket suppliers, you can get them in any finish, material, and style that you can possibly think of. This makes the 1022 truly a customizer's and tinkerer's dream. And I must warn you about the rabbit hole. Once you start, it's difficult to stop. And even with a bone stock 1022, it is frighteningly easy to spend 3 times more on customizations and upgrades than you did on the rifle. But much like Mustangs and Corvettes in the automotive world, despite how ubiquitous the 1022 is, you can still have one that is uniquely your own. That is everything that you need to know about Ruger's world-famous rimfire rifle, including the things that no one else has told you. The 1022 has been with us for decades, and here's hoping it will be with us for decades more. I want to know what your favorite 1022 variation is. Are you sticking with the classic carbine, or do you like the compactness of the takedown models? Let me know what you think down in the comments. And before you go, make sure to mash that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the great upcoming content here on All About Survival. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.